Hi, my name is Ryan. I'm with Young Entertainment, and I am super excited to speak with you today. I saw the movie, I absolutely loved it. And so I'm really excited to hear about your experience being a part of it. First, I want to know how familiar were you with the character of Willy Wonka? Had you read Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? Had you seen any of the movies?
I had seen the Johnny Depp version, so I thought that was I thought that was the original at first. So I had no idea that there was a Gene Wilder version until my mom told me one day. So I watched the Gene Wilder version, and then I actually read the book. So I really love those, and I love Willy Wonka so much. It's so cool. I love how Roald Dahl created that. Like, I mean, Roald Dahl had such a creative mind and created all these different characters. So it's really cool.
Yeah, the original characters are really great, but we also really love the addition of your character to the movie. So your character, I don't want to give too much away, but she has a very specific look throughout the movie. So what was your experience like being in hair and makeup and wardrobe? And did you have your own getting ready with me routine for becoming your character Noodle?
I definitely had to get ready with me routine. I had my when I get there, they take out my hair, make it all rounded and cute. Then I would go film, put on my costume, and then I go film. They never put makeup on me, maybe like some moisturizer, but that's it. We go out, I'd go out, film, come back, and then the lady would give me a facial at the end, which is really nice. So I would get facial every day. That was nice.
You
I
were
was
living the life.
I was excited for the end of the day. That was a good thing to get me like to keep going. So I'll get a facial at the end.
That's awesome. All that hard work, it pays off when you get
Yes,
a nice little
exactly.
moment at the end. That's so cool. So we also really love all of your scenes, of course, with the Timothée Chalamet. Do you remember what it was like meeting him for the first time?
The first time I ever saw him was on a Zoom call, and we were just talking about school. I think we talked about school. I think we talked about some other things, but we instantly became best friends. Then once I actually booked it, because I hadn't booked it when we talked before, then then we went to I was in a rehearsal room, and then he came in and started talking to me, and he was actually there. We were like, okay, that's really cool. But yeah, we became best friends instantly.
That's awesome. So how much of that, I'm sure I could see that that kind of closeness resonated on screen, definitely came through to the audience. But what do you remember specifically? Are there any like fun outtakes you guys had or any specific stories from set that you most look back on so fondly?
I definitely love the day where me and Timmy did the Thriller dance on set because I taught it to him. Because yeah, I'm a big Michael Jackson fan, so I taught him the Thriller dance, and he was there because we were kind of bored because they were setting up for some shot, and so we were over there just dancing and having fun. And he did pretty good too. He did pretty good. He did okay.
Okay, you
Yeah,
give
he
him
did
like
okay.
he gets a thumbs up.
Yeah.
I love that. So, how much did you get to see when it came to him transforming into this character? Did he kind of have like a routine on set going back and forth between himself and the character?
He would always I loved how he would always stay in the atmosphere of the character. He would always be so happy. Everything will be light and everything's happy. And one thing that I used to like is I used to like to watch him get into his character. He used to walk around, he used to swing his cane and act like Willy Wonka. He used to stand up to the side, and I used to see him just standing there and just like getting into his character moments. And and I would love to see him talk to Paul, and I would love to see him say like, okay, I want to do this. How about this? He used to go back and forth. He used to say, okay, we should do this, we should do this. He used to ask questions, and I was only 12, so I didn't think of doing a bunch of that. So now when I go on set again, I know like I should ask questions and I should do this, and like he really like taught me that.
Well, since you mentioned the atmosphere of the movie, I love the whole there's so much color, there's so much brightness, there's so much joy. How much of the candy was actually on set and how much was your imagination? What was that like?
Well, in the chocolate shop scene, most of that was not chocolate, but we actually had a chocolatier on set. So she would create all the chocolates and make them look all beautiful, and they would taste so good. And I would be like, "Can you just stay with me forever? Because I want you to make chocolate for me." And like, it's so cool how she created those because she drew them out, and they look so detailed, and everything was so cool. I really want one right now.
That's exactly how I felt while watching the movie too. Do you have a favorite candy? And also, if you could bring any candy to life from the movie, what would that be?
I definitely like nerds. I'm a big fan of nerds, but I'm also a good fan of like rich chocolate. I'm not a big fan of dark chocolate, but I like chocolate with like caramel in it. I think I like that. I like fancy chocolate. And
That's,
one of the
that's perfect
chocolates
for the movie. He makes the fancy chocolate.
Yeah, one of the chocolates I would probably bring to life is definitely I want to taste the I want to taste the giraffe milk macaroon. That one I wanted to eat so bad and I wasn't on set, so I couldn't like eat it, but like it would look so good. I wanted to try it so bad.
All this stuff in the movie, all the candy looks so good, all the sets look so good. It's just so extravagant that I totally understand how you feel. I can't imagine like being on set with all of that stuff and not getting a chance to like nibble on some stuff. It looks so
Exactly.
appetizing.
Exactly.
So, what's speaking of like the immersing yourself in that atmosphere, was there anything that you learned acting wise from being a part of this movie, or anything that you specifically learned acting wise from? You mentioned like working with Timothy, you learned to, be ask more questions and things like that. But what is something else acting wise that you learned from being a part of this movie?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like just being there, I kind of like grew like internally, just being there with all of those wonderful actors and actresses that I just kind of like grew. Like I grew inside and I kind of became a better actress, just being there with everybody and watching how they work, watching how they would do this, how they would do that. And we became like a big Wonka family.
Oh, I love that. A big Wonka family. That sounds so cute and so delicious. I love that.
Exactly.
So one thing that I also really loved about the movie is all the music. It so fits the atmosphere. It's so fun and joyous. Did you know it was a musical when you auditioned for it? Did you have to sing in your audition?
I did have to sing in my audition, but I thought that it was just for, just sometimes they want to know if you can sing, if you can't sing, and stuff like that. But when the first time I got the audition, I had no idea it was even for Wonka. It said it was an untitled movie. My name wasn't Noodle. Willie's name was like Jimmy or something. So I had no idea what I was auditioning for. But once I got around the third audition, I actually knew, which was the director's session, I actually knew what I was auditioning for. And it was Willy Wonka. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And then they had me sing. So I was like, okay, so this must have something to do with singing. And then once I did a screen test, which is actually in England, I kind of realized, okay, so this is a musical. This is this. They told me everything. They're like, okay, your name is Noodle. This is this. This is this. And it was just so cool.
That's awesome. Do you have a favorite song from the movie?
I love the song "A World of Your Own." I love that song.
Favorite too.
I also I also love For a Moment.
Yeah, there's so many great musical numbers in it. I think A World of Your Own is my favorite too. That
Yeah,
whole scene was like
it's so
just
beautiful.
awesome.
Yeah.
So what's something that you learned just life lesson wise from being a part of this production? Do you have like a favorite Wonka-ism?
I just feel like I took away from the Wonka set. It's just fun. I just felt fun on set. Like everything was so lighthearted. Nothing was like nobody was mean. Everything was just so fun. And I feel like I definitely had fun doing that on set.
We kind of talked about like your favorite auntie moments. Do you have a favorite scene that you remember filming in particular?
I like filming the four moment scene because we were flying in the air, and of course, I wasn't outside. We weren't outside, and we weren't on top of a building. And so to see like them put the building and all that stuff in there is just so crazy to me. And also the same thing for the giraffe because I was standing in front of a black styrofoam thing that some man was holding. So I mean, like, and then I go into the movie theater and then it's a giraffe. Like, how do they do that? I mean, it's crazy, and that's why movies take so long to come out because they have to do CGI and all those things, and to see it's just so cool.
Yeah, it was definitely super extravagant and super worth the wait. I also love the scene with the giraffe. That's one of my favorite scenes too. And the movie came together really great. So congratulations on your success with the movie. It's just been such a joy, and thanks so much for taking the time to speak with me.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.